Very good. Good evening. Welcome to the Coptic Fellowship experience and the 11/11/2025 experience as we gather in light, love, universal truth, and our ongoing quest towards self-mastery on a powerful day, the day of no challenges, as Master John Davis would share with us. You'll hear more about that in a little bit. And the energies of today, the spiritual meaning of 11/11 is a powerful symbol of awakening spiritual growth and alignment with your soul's purpose. So, as we gather on this No Challenge Day, share some time together, rekindle friendships for those in person and those are close to our hearts who are no longer with us. Revisiting the mysteries of today, we'll touch on and open our heart space and bask in the energies of this group healing for ourselves and collectively as a planet together. Director Steve Krejcik couldn't make it tonight and to be with us, and he's out of town, but he'd like to share with us that we know the challenges are abundant these days, but it is a time of fast and positive changes if you focus on that and away from the confusion, the stress, and the uncertainties of going on in our everyday lives, locally, abroad, and around the world. The energies are high at this time. And Steve shares with you to share this day of no challenges as high energies, as a time of opportunity, of growth for abundance, ascension, light, and love. As we gather today and on this Tuesday, we have our Tuesday evening experience. It's a trifecta of different things that we share together with the speakers, which we'll share with John Davis in just a little bit. Master Study Group is a part of our feature every month, and our New Moon Meditation and Healing Service, which will be coming up also a little bit later on this month, actually next week, next Tuesday. So feel free to join us for that. As we begin more so tonight, the Coptic Fellowship is an organization devoted to serving humanity to become more enlightened and better prepared to lead full, harmonious lives and progressive lives through the teachings of our founder, Master Hamid Bey. Other masters and others around the organization and metaphysics that join us on these Tuesday evenings and through different events in person and also virtually here on this platform of Zoom. We strive to teach the principles of balanced, positive, loving, and joyful living and support all light workers and serve their needs to become better at what they do to reach larger audiences and serve more people. We're a growing network of light workers, supported each other through hosting classes, workshops, seminars, conferences, and retreats intended to bring people together in the spirit of fellowship and service, as well as through cooperative marketing efforts. The Coptic Fellowship International is not a religion, but a philosophical way of life, empowering each person on their individual path to one consciousness. And that is individually for you. Coming up, Master John Davis and his 11/11 experience, which we'll delve back a little over a decade ago, back to 2007 this evening, and we'll touch on that in just a little bit. Mark your calendars for the upcoming lineup of the trifecta that we touched on as the Tuesday experience does continue in the fall time. We do have the New Moon Meditation and Healing Service with Laura Joy Veneman and company. That's coming up on November 18th, next Tuesday. Speaker dates, just to mark on your calendars, there's no Coptic experience on Thanksgiving week, November 25th. We'll enter into the Christmas month of December with Coptic Minister Bonnie Kripe. And what are you manifesting? Most of us are familiar with the law of attraction and steps it takes to manifest our desired goal, but we don't always attract what we want. Why is that? And Bonnie will help answer that question on December 2nd. December 16th, it's a Christmas experience on Tuesday with director Steve Krejcik. He'll be back for that. And we round up 2025 on December 30th as another open date of a no Coptic experience for New Year's. So mark your calendars for that as you enjoy the holiday season with the family and friends as you gather, hopefully a little bit closer and near, at least near to our hearts. Autumn virtual workshops on the way for you. We have another one coming up actually tomorrow, so you might want to listen close for this. It's a money and spirit. Why does everything you've been told is downside up and outside in? And that's with Paul Rademacher. He was part of our guest speaker on our conference, virtual conference earlier this year, and he will be touching on the subject of spirituality and money, as money dominates virtually everything in our lives, often crushing our most treasured spiritual impulses. Without knowing it, we have been caught in an old story that exerts tremendous force on us at unconscious levels. To really understand the mystery of money and its role in our spiritual journey, we must first take a step back to see life from a vastly expanded perspective. When we can do that, we can discover the hidden story of money and how we unconsciously are driven by it, how money functions in the drama of spirit, what is really behind our money motivation, and why money can provide what we truly seek, why we have been asking the wrong questions about money and spirit, and how we can entertain entirely different and transformative perspectives on that subject. It's a $25 suggested donation that is coming up tomorrow at 7 o'clock, this very same time. And you can get registered for that at thecopticcenter.org. Check out our website for that. And Through the Wall of Reality, How the Heart Transforms Time, Money, Dreaming, and Enlightenment is Paul's book, which you'll touch a little bit more on in the workshop tomorrow evening with the Coptic Fellowship. So more details on that, get registered after this evening's gathering at thecopticcenter.org. No in-person gatherings except for workshops and so forth, but we do have the Coptic Fellowship Roundtable meeting. That's an in-person event that's going to be in Ada, Michigan, suburb of Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you're in the area, all are welcome for this. If you have friends kind of interested in learning a little bit more about Coptics, would like to add some insights of what you'd like to see with the Coptic Fellowship for event gatherings and more so for the organization, all are welcome. That's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday, November 22nd at the West Michigan Hindu Temple, as we do embrace all world religions, beliefs, and philosophies. That's again at Ada, Michigan. Check out the details of the directions to that at thecopticcenter.org as you share your insights and connect with friends. We're going to have a potluck too. And I do request that if you do bring a pot to pass, is that you don't bring any meat, eggs, or egg content in your dish, as dairy is perfectly fine. It's part of the Hindu tradition, and we're trying to honor that as well. Dress code for you. No special dress is required for our roundtable meeting, but please remember that shoes must be removed when entering into the sanctuary out of respect to the Hindus and the folks there at the temple. And we'll be taking a love offering for that gathering for the Hindu temple, as they will be providing a tour on that day as well, just a couple Saturdays from now. So come join us for that. More details again at our website. And keep your heads up too as we enter into a brand new year of 2026. It's our Zoom virtual conference does return. It's Awakening the Master Within. Step into your power and rediscover joy. That's Saturday, March 21st. And it's going to be a time that to be determined and a lineup of speakers that will be coming forward and coming your way very shortly on the website. So keep your eyes open for that. We do welcome you to that. That is a love offering basis. And we do welcome donations for the fellowship and a great day ahead for our virtual conference. That's a mouthful of opening announcements for you now, but if you could just settle in your seats, we step into something new with an audio look back of Master John Davis. And as we have an opening prayer, I delved into some of the archives of our audio files. If you listen close with our opening prayer and settle in your seats, I'd like to have you listen to Master Hamid Bey with the opening prayer tonight.
Please stand up. And join your hands. This is a moment of spiritual unity to induce a devotional feeling or receptivity of that which is good and blessed. Heavenly Father, bless everyone here present tonight. May the truth illumine your mind and shine in a part of your life, give you assistance and protection. In the name of the saints of all religions, of the Mastermind, and the Lord Jesus Christ, I bless every one of you. Amen.
Amen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. How are you?
Wonderful.
You sound better tonight. And that's one thing, one word that I like to hear often as I can. And usually during the week, whenever you ask, how are you?
That's where the Coptic tradition of how is everyone this evening began, and Master Hamid Bey touched on that. I hope you could hear the opening prayer in that. And how is everyone? Wonderful is the words of positivity that Master Hamid Bey touched on. As we look back on that's one of his presentations from 1975. It wasn't 11/11 that day, but it's a look back of a special time of physical, emotional, and spiritual balance, the four sides of the pyramid, as John Davis and Master Hamid Bey talked about on such a special day like today. No Challenge Day, which takes us back to uh, enlightening experience at Master Hamid Bey on November 11th of 1949, where he was instructed and directed to go to Mount Shasta, California, where he gathered with 22 other souls and ascended that mountain on November 11th, 1949, and witnessed a UFO landing and a baby coming out of the saucer, the ship, and a short version of the story that it was the birth of the new Messiah, and the Messiah to bring light's illumination to our minds, our hearts, our spirits, and the world. And at a time as we look back to that, what a blessing to focus on that energy and finding the Messiah within each and every one of us, and the positivity of light and transforming this world towards balance, towards ascension, towards peace, world unity, world sharing, as Master John Davis would always share with us. So as we lean into bringing John in, I'd like to take a look back and the many works that he did. John Davis was the director of the Coptic Fellowship, still is in many of our hearts, along with the reins passed to Director Steve Krachik these days. He was at the helm from 1976 until he made his transition in 2023. The Coptic Fellowship and his reigns led to a lot of people, touched a lot of people's lives, and made a difference. He was also the director of the Spiritual Unity of Nations, dedicated to the world as one family. And John is the founder of the World Service Order Program, training metaphysical leaders since 1985. And he did so many years, including most of us in this room. John was also an Egyptologist. He took 30 tours to Egypt, and an internationally known personal and planetary numerologist, who gave many readings of light illumination, more so to many around the world and this planet. Today we enjoy John's wisdom and the mysteries of his hidden meaning of 11/11, and we welcome you to John's presentation from Sunday, November 11th, 2007. It was about a month before the Coptic Center here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, did open, and it was a powerful night, this night is as well, as he discovered the spiritual power of 11/11 and the hidden influences that he has touched on our lives and the energies of that day. In this inspiring talk coming up for you, John explores the profound numerological and spiritual meaning of 11/11 and the spiritual new beginnings of forgiveness and awakening. He explains how his sacred date invites us to release the past, heal karmic patterns, and recognize life as a mere reflection of our inner growth. Please welcome John Davis as he presents 11/11, the gateway to forgiveness and a new age of awakening. Take it away, John.
Good evening. 11/11. Wow. 11/11, 4 ones. New beginnings. 4 sides of the pyramid. That's why they had it on 4 sides. Physical, mental, and emotional new beginnings. This day represents a new beginning. A release of the past, that part of us that we don't want to look at, that we have not forgiven, to release it and forgive it unconditionally. The laws of this earth plane is we're all imperfect. We've come here to master the physical, the mental, and emotional. We've come back and go through a field of mirrors. We were just like our father, just like our mother, just like our brothers and sisters, school teachers, friends, just like your spouse, your boss, the whole 9 yards. And we don't recognize it. We're not taught that. This was Moses' message, basically. He was a moon god. And when you look at the moon, and the moon represents our subconscious. And that's why it comes up at night. As it comes up at night, we don't know who we were. The moon, our subconscious, represents all of our past lives are stored there. We don't know what they are. We come back into this imperfect earth plane to master the earth, physical, mental, emotional. But the law of the earth is we don't know how great we are. We come from a very high dimension, an invisible dimension, and we come back and we return. And each life is a short chapter of a great book. And when we go back, we review the book. But while we're here, we go through a field of mirrors. And there's a little fog in those mirrors. As we meet something, person, circumstance, condition that mirrors us, we analyze it. And that is us from another life. We hold within our hand a field of infinity, the figure 8. Each of us hold that infinity. Past life, present life, past life, present life. It's hard to recognize them, but the law of attraction draws them to us because we came back to interpret life according to us. That's why they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So as you come across a situation, circumstances, condition, boss, parent, spouse, you recognize it and say, I am analyzing that from another lifetime. That's the moon, that's the mirror that we do not know. And basically it's very simplistic. We have an opportunity to forgive it, and it's over. Just like that. The Buddhists call it Dharma. And in my heart, I'm a Buddhist. I'm sorry, I'm confessing that tonight. I'm a Buddhist. I love Buddhism because it explains something very simply. Very simply. Our collective karmic patterns. And if we decide we want to forgive it, all of it like that, it's done. So tonight, we're going to forgive all our past lifetimes. Just like that. Is it that simple? Yes. Because we don't have to go through it anymore. And only you can forgive you. And we can't go back and look over the autopsies either. Yeah, we walk through a beautiful hall. It's a rainbow door. We're enveloped by a great light on 11/11 tonight. Now, at that moment in time, we forgive ourselves unconditionally. All of our past lifetimes, the figure 8 is clean, pure, because you had the power and the love of yourself to forgive yourself. And your life changes like that. That's what the Buddhists teach. That's what I love about the Buddhists. And it's that quick, because on the other side, there is no time, you see. So as we're living this life, we are living the life, but we're forgiving, but the law is forever give. Forgiveness by forever giving. Oh, you mean it's all about everybody but us? Oh, yeah. And then we move into this energy, the God self, the Buddhic self, the Christ self, that we are from the other side. You see, we're twins. And we don't realize we're twins. And that twin is a collective energy of all your passion play on this earth. All the great things you've done are collected in the subconscious. And on your physical birthday, and you know that was very well, you've talked to psychics, you've talked to astrologists, numerologists, you've been given your life script. But the one you don't know about is 9 months after, when you were a small baby, on every soul on this planet, there's an overlighting of your spiritual destiny. And I've tested this. Your spiritual destiny is given to you in a secret little ceremony on the inner planes. And you are fulfilling the twin of your God self, your twin self, at the same time in a beautiful balancing act, you see. And all this physical, mental, emotional stuff seems so real, you see. But we forgot this wonderment of the greatness that we are, that we're starting to realize as you reach your level of consciousness. And that power of love and that unconditional giving and serving and helping that we're here to do. And as we review the life, there's always new beginnings. It's like a lotus flower. And there's petals and petals of lotus flowers as you realize you are here to change the world. In the beginning was the Word, you're it. And we were given 2 powers of the Word. One's our tongue. And when I decoded the tongue in my book, called Revelation for Our Time, know what it is? It's the Lord. Can you imagine the Lord is your tongue? Oh, yes. And as you speak words, they come back and mirror back to you, you see. Your words create your present and your future unknowingly. Because we're analyzing things, people, circumstances, and conditions. Why do I have that boss? Why does that boss bother me? How about that woman I work with in the other department? Why does she bother me? She's just like you in another lifetime. Whatever gets your attention, that's the important thing. A friend of mine came to stay with me a weekend. He happened to have a drinking problem. And halfway through the weekend, he said, he kept going out to the car and getting his drinks, and I knew it, and he doesn't know I know it, and that's really none of my business. So he says, John, will you find me a party store? And you know something? I didn't know where a party store was in my neighborhood, and I lived there for 30 years. Why? Because it wasn't in my attention span. Because we only notice what we are as a mirror. And the law of metaphysics is very simple. No matter what is happening to you, the highs and lows of life, stay positive. Life is oversimplistic little quips. No matter what is happening, deal with that energy. Now, as we're living the twin, the spiritual twin, we are cleaning up our karmic patterns here. And then we realize we came back for a very specific reason. And tonight, CEOs, I'm going to describe that to you. I'm here to announce a change, a dramatic change. Being a numerologist and doing the thousands of readings I've done, I've tapped into planetary numerology. There's an old law here, and I'm borrowing from Thomas Jefferson. You don't mind, do you, Tom? This is what he really meant to say in the signing of the Declaration of Independence. You don't mind, do you? Getting a little angry here, but you know. Here's what he said. That's what he meant to say. The future purpose and the vision of the Declaration of Independence will encompass the future symbology, equality of religions and nations. He meant to say, and he didn't have the courage, all men and women are created equal. All religions are created equal. All nations are created equal. Wow. But you know what? All days are not created equal. Isn't that interesting? All days are not, they all seem the same. See the illusion of the earth plane? All these things are true. We recognize in our heart that all people of all nations are all the same. We're all the same. And we are, and also one thing he meant to say is, all children are our children. Oh, isn't that interesting? All children are our children? Oh, absolutely. Do you think we would have anything to do with WAR if all children were our children? Because that's the truth, and you and I know that we're all the same. And if we help the underprivileged, the homeless, the hungry, remember, what we intend to do to another, we do to ourselves. Remember, the motive isn't everything, it's the only thing. And what we do to another, what we try to do to another, we do to ourselves. That's the mirror, speaking and thinking. And by the way, there is a new activity here in the brain that's going on right here. Because I'm here to announce, and lock the doors, please. This year is the end of the Piscean Age. Yep. January 1, 2007, end of the Piscean Age. Wow. That is really something. And now, and you CEOs are here. I'm the advisor. I'm putting this right in your lap. Now, what are you going to do with it? Well, right now, we're in a situation where we have 1 year, what we call the planetary immaculate conception. How's that for a heavy concept? Ooh, that's pretty heavy, right? And guess who's part of the bridge that we are building from this dimension to the other dimension? You. If you choose to accept it, CEO. If you accept the fact that you, as a great being on this planet who does not know how great you are, and your third dimensional mind, through thoughts and prayers, is going to link to a feminine power figure on the other side, very similar to Isis, Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, are all waiting for us to wake up to the fact that we are creators. And our feminine energy, somebody's left hand, that X here, you know, left hand, right brain. And what we're moving into is the power of 2007. Take the 2 zeros out, what do we got? 2 and 7. 2, feminine. 7, crown chakra. The feminine aspect of the crown chakra is powerful right now. For 1 year. Think of it. Last year, the Piscean Age. 2,000 years ago, we met a man who personified the opening of the heart, and that's what Pisces is. It's the heart. His name was Jesus Christ. He did a phenomenal job, but he said to us, and we kind of ignored him, you're going to do better things. Now's our opportunity. As a group energy, we're going to use the feminine aspect of the seventh chakra, creating a bridge through prayer and invocation. And as we speak, we invoke. We invoke with purpose and intent. Very simplistic. Look at the advertising on radio and television. You ever seen something so silly in your life? It's unbelievable. Why do you remember it? It's so simple. Now the mind and speaking is exactly the same way. And when you, with intent, sit and create the future for the planet, and that's what you're being asked to do, Great One, you see? Because really, it's an impersonal twin here. We're going to move from subjectivity into objectivity. We're moving in from this energy of the imperfect person into the power of the God Self. And this one has a very simple law. And that law is this. It's all about everybody but you. That's how simple it is. Now we start praying for all children are our children. Now we start praying for peace, world unity, world sharing. The homeless find homes, the hungry find food, the sick and injured are healed. That simple, it's simple. And for 1 year, we're in the Immaculate Conception, preparing for January 1, 2008, which is the birth of the Aquarian Age. We haven't conceived it yet, though. We haven't conceived it yet. With every birth, there has to be a conception. And guess who's being called forth to do some conceiving here? You, with the help of the mother energy of the bridge from the other side. So what I'm asking you to do, CEO, between now and December 31, and December 31 is the last day of the Aquarian Age, I ask you, what do you want on the planet? What do you want on this planet? It's in your hands. Oh, you thought the millennium started January 1, 2000. I remember I was in Egypt on the back porch of my friend Ahmed Fayed, my wonderful best friend. And there was CNN thinking January 1, 2000 was the birth of the new millennium. Missed by a year. Just 1 year. It started January 1, 1999. And guess what 1999 means? The new planetary DNA. 118, number of God Ra in the planetary DNA for 1,000 years. Now remember, January 1, 1999 was the birth of the millennium. And you know, in 3 areas, and I'm not going to teach you how to do numerology here, but there are 3 sections of the law of the millennium that deals with a word you'll recognize, the Star of David, in 3 levels. 1, 1, 9. 11, 9. And 11 is a symbol of the future, and 9 is altruism and selflessness. When we move into an age, everything changes. It's a whole new act, and we are the players in that act, and now you're receiving one of your missions, if you choose to accept it. Think of it. We have the DNA, the planetary DNA. We're part of the process, and you don't mind me going to the United States of America here just a minute. Of the people, by the people, and for the people. We're the people. We are here at the ground level to pray for a better world. Recognizing all people are wonderful, all religions are good, all nations are good because we decree it, because that's the way it is. And as I look here, I have 4 little round tables. By the way, I created a little brochure back there called the Planetary Immaculate Conception. And here's what I'd like you to do, if you feel so inclined. There are 4 areas we're dealing with. Now remember, we move in with non-judgment. Just the intent of unconditional love. Now remember, why isn't this millennium what we all prayed for in the 80s and 90s? Remember those days? We were praying and everything was wonderful. Well, just as you have a 9-month period between your birth date and 9 months later when you create your spiritual destiny, so is the planet. They got a 9-year period, a bridge. And you know what happens? Between January 1, 1999 and January 1, 2008, all of the prototypes come back from the last 1,000 years. In government, commerce, religion, all those prototypes are back because that's the bridge. You see, in your first 9 years of your life, it all comes back to you too. All the people that you were in your past lifetimes. You were just like your mother, just like your father, just like your school teachers, just like your school friends, just like you. And so is the planet. So as you look at the prototypes from the last 9 years, they are back for us to evaluate and assess and ask, do we want that kind of prototype? And sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. But when that bridge hits, like January 1, 2008, that's when it begins. So, some prayers. Examples of daily prayers to political leaders. All you have to do is every day just close your eyes and create your own prayers. These are mine. The abolishment of WAR. I won't even acknowledge the fact that it exists. It's just a spelling of a word. Abolishment of WAR by Earth governments, future conflicts to be verbally negotiated. Immediately, that thought goes into, and there, look at these world leaders are sitting and praying. So we're just planting a little seed there. Nobody wins with WAR. Everybody loses. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. We have to abolish that, and we have to plant it in the minds of political leaders. Secondly, sharing of natural resources with other nations. Sharing financial resources with the homeless and the hungry. Bring the 10 Commandments to the international level. Bring the 10 Commandments. Sorry, Moses. That's what he wanted to say, too. Bring the 10 Commandments to the planetary level. We're religions. All religions are wonderful. Think of all the things they're doing for people, the homeless and the hungry. Number 1, seeking beliefs common with other religions. 2, pledging financial ties to the homeless and hungry. And that's what I love about the Christian religion. They're doing so much for people, collecting money, and you too. I so much admire what you're doing for the Indian nation. That is fantastic. That giving and sharing is a prototype and example. Inspiring congregations to pray for all peoples worldwide. Praying for other people besides their faith to bring that unity together. World Health Centers. Many cures being found for existing illnesses. Overnight doctors and nurses and health professionals. Miraculous healings everywhere. Individuals in all nations encouraged to follow the laws of diet and exercise. Now the world economy. Number 1, invoking mentally prosperity for all economies worldwide. We want everybody to prosper. Remember, we're in a win-win New Age. We're in a win-win Aquarius. And remember, Aquarius is from here to here. It's all mind stuff. It's the power to create. Spirit, mind, emotion, physical. Now we're at the mind of Aquarius in a world perspective to change the world. Because why? It's time. It's time to do it. Aquarius is here. Businesses financially thriving everywhere. We want everybody to win. We want everybody to have successful businesses. We want to have individuals who have a job and have the opportunity. Many jobs become available in all nations. We're the new group of world servers that Alice Bailey talked about. And I know you're much too young to remember Alice Bailey. But I was weaned on Alice Bailey, and she talked about the return of you, the world server, not the earth server. You know what the destiny of 1/1/2008 is? The world. Can you imagine? The world. Not the earth, the world. We can tap into the world to create a new earth. That's why this age is here. Life lesson of January 1, 2008, organization of the feminine energy leading to leadership. That's why most of the people here are women. You're it, ladies. You're it. And that's why leaders in government, religion, commerce are going to be women. Did you ever hear of a woman who wanted to hurt their child? No way, Jose. And if they got the idea that all people and all children are their children, they've got it. So what we're here to do is to sit and create a new reality. And on November 11th, 2007, it's interesting that every day has a challenge. And the challenge of today is to deal with the three challenges that we came here to conquer: money, sex, and power. Those are the three kings that greeted Jesus at his birth and greet each of us. We all talk about these three things. Boy, nobody talks about them. We just experience them. And how do we deal with them? Three techniques: diet, meditation, and exercise. Aren't you excited? Diet, meditation, and exercise. Number 7, the mind. Remember Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? 7 chakras? Who was that for? That was for all of us. Right now, my right eye is a little droopy. Right now, see, it's droopy. I channel that. I mean, just like Denise, I'm going to start channeling. Oh no. So the message we want to leave with you tonight is you're it. I remember my friend Jim Gore in the 80s. He was one of my mentors at the Light Center. He was a magnificent. Who knew Jim Gore? I knew Jim Gore. He was a fantastic speaker. And he always said, you're it. And I used to say, no, Jim, I'm not it. You're it. You're it. I don't want that responsibility. No, but remember, we're all imperfect in an imperfect world, an imperfect earth. We're all imperfect. That's the law of the earth plane. We don't do it perfectly. So if we accept the imperfection and forgive ourselves unconditionally and don't look back and review the autopsies, we got it that quick, then we move into the new dimension of power. And that power is the power of the creative energy to create the new you, make your church better, your business better, your family better, by just being there for everybody. Be there for everyone, mentally, compliment everybody. That's what's lacking in our society, you know. Indirect communication. Oh, you'll tell everybody how great Denise was tonight, but how many people would tell Denise how great she was tonight? Tell everybody how great they are. Build them up. Inspire them. Find that greatness within them and tell them through the power of the two swords. This mind, through creation, through prayer, meditation, thought projection. This tongue, using the power of the third dimension, and all this energy is invoking. And as you speak, you change the world. But remember, it's not in this one. It's in this one. That's the power of the Buddhic self, the Christ self, the God self.
Show us that again.
Like that? Hope nobody took a picture of that. So you come away from this wonderful evening. Thank you, Denise. Thank you. Where's Eric?
Over here.
Thank you, Eric. I see some baskets in his hand. I think something's going to be happening here. God bless. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of this wonderful metaphysical community and dealing with these new concepts for you to evaluate and assess. It's your time. Go out and do it. God bless.
What do you think of the trip so far, John?
Fantastic. Greatest trip ever.
Another greatest moment ever with John Davis, and so many people that he's touched, our lives included, as we look back on 11/11/2007. He was in rare form that day. That was actually a gathering at the Comfort Inn before the Coptic Center opened. It was in the 28th Street in Grand Rapids, and we literally, the energies were so high that night. John was spot on with his presentation, as you just heard, and the excitement, the energy level of about at least 70, 80 people crammed into a little conference room was really something that evening. And we touched on that and relived it again this evening. So let's open up to the floor to our thoughts, our memories of Director John Davis, and what this day represents, a no challenge day of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual balance.
I'll jump in first. Well, I can't unsee John in that Superman outfit now. I'd imagine we have Alan to thank for much of that video that we were able to see. Thanks, Alan. And just seeing John out there dancing, like his, internal Elvis coming out. It was really fun for me. And the message, goes without saying that. I wrote a few things down, but John always had a great message, especially with the 11/11.
Finding that. Go ahead, Nancy.
I just want to thank you, Michael, and Alan, who did such a good job, putting the background together. It was wonderful to see all the happy people that John took to Egypt and how happy he was doing his work. It was really nice to see. Very nice to relive those memories. And of course, his message. I was there that night at the Comfort Inn, packed with people. And we made the announcement that night that we were opening the center. And there was a lot of joy and happiness in that room that night.
You were by the Peace Pole with him too.
Yes. Yeah. I went on 3 trips to Egypt with John. So there were many that I didn't go on. But yeah.
And Michael was in there too.
Yep, sure was. Great moments around the center at the Peace Bowl when we dedicated it that evening, and that younger picture of John, Nancy, that where John's in Egypt, was that like the first trip? Look how young he was there. Did you go with him?
Black and white one.
The black and white one.
One where he was on the roof with the pyramids in the background. I think that's the one you're talking about, right?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
It almost
I had my eyes closed during some of this. I wish I wouldn't have, because I missed a few slides.
Yeah.
When I went, Jim and I went in 1991, that looked like it could have been the balcony from Ahmed Fayed's home.
Yes.
The view of the pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Somewhere I have a photo with John on that balcony, and I cannot find those photos. It really bugs me.
Hopefully we'll turn up for you.
Yeah.
And as John's presentation was wrapping up, there's fireworks galore around my home right now as we honor the veterans and Minister Jim Campbell too. Blessings to him tonight, former veteran in this Veterans Day, and those that are serving today too. Bless them.
Yeah.
Well, I think a great deal of what John said in 2007 is manifesting, and that there is more feminine energy and leadership in the world, with Japanese Prime Minister now is female, and that there's just a lot more balance, I think, than there was back then.
And his presentation about the birth of the Aquarian age and that divine feminine is so true at this time, as you just touched on, Janice. And it's spot on for this time of change right now. I mean, we're still in the fledgling moments and years of the Aquarian age. So things are ramping up, and let's keep on focusing towards world peace, world unity, and world sharing and giving, as John would share with us.
Well, and that we recognize all religions.
So
That we are a philosophy, not a religion.
Mhm.
It really kind of, one of the things I wrote down is about how he said the Lord is your tongue, and he said that in many ways and many times. And it really makes you think. You better, watch what you say, and maybe think about it first. I'm not always good at that.
Mhm. And what you sow, you reap. It comes back.
Mhm.
And the mere reflection of those around you. It's amazing when I
Yeah.
hearing that again. That's so true. Of
Hmm.
those folks we work with and those in our circles.
Yeah.
I guess it's how we react to it and how we envision it to make a change in our lives and project it upon the world and within us.
Mhm.
Janelle, Amanda, it's probably the first time you've heard John Davis speak, I'm guessing. What were your thoughts?
It makes it it just opens up your eyes and mind a lot to me because he thinks of the whole, not just it's not limited.
Mhm.
I have met him a few times. He's got a very wonderful energy about him too in person, just as much he is when he speaks.
Mhm.
When he had said something about the seventh chakra and using each other to create the piece we want to see, more or less. I don't remember his exact words, and I couldn't help but think how, I consider the seventh chakra my connection to the divine, and how with him adding that, using each other through the seventh chakra, is that how we're all divine, and how can
Mhm.
I envelop that, more into my practices as a communication with each other to connect with the divine and to everything.
Mhm. And every child is your child, is our, every child is our child, each one of us.
Sometimes when I have not so good thoughts about people that irritate me, I stop and think, that person is a child of God too.
Right.
And that kind of neutralizes everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mom, you've got Darcy on mute over there. Darcy, you unmute.
No, Marianne's muted, Judy's muted.
Oh,
We each had to unmute ourselves.
The mystery of this day and the birth of the new Messiah and that awakening from 1949. This day is such a powerful day to look back on that, to wonder what and if the Messiah still exists. The Messiah would be 76 years old, and the way the Coptic teachings of diet, meditation, and exercise are, he could be very youthful yet, and he still could make the appearance. But as the years went past, and from my boyhood to becoming an adult, and hearing John talk and others within the Coptic family and metaphysical circles, it's that Christ consciousness. It's that Messiah within us that we're the way showers. If we allow that to blossom and in all our imperfections, which is hard to grasp sometimes and still become enlightened. But those are the two things I still kind of hold on. A wishful boyhood hope of a Messiah making an appearance to help change the world, and we go on the coat strings of that great person and great soul to have that illuminate within each and every one of us. But at the moment, at least, it's our task to take that forth still try to tap into that on our way, in our journeys. So, others-
Michael, do I remember wrong at a later talk that he said there were 2 babies that were brought forth at that time?
John did touch on that. Yeah, he said that with,
A
with
woman
our,
came out of the woods with a child.
that's what it was. Okay.
I don't really understand. I mean, I never did understand, but that could be the duality too. Could represent the duality.
I kept thinking that it was a female, that there was a male and a female.
Mm.
Well, he had said a green baby.
Yeah.
Did hear that too.
Well, and you know, part of what I think about that, Michael, just is that if we don't know who that person is, if it is all of us, it is like we should treat everyone like they are that person, that the Messiah, because of the Christ within us all, the divine within us all.
Mhm.
So it's like if every child is our child, and so we would treat them like children with love.
Mhm.
We treat everyone as a Messiah.
Mhm.
You really are very great people. Can you hear me? It's Mary Ann.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still absorbing your whole philosophy, and I appreciate all the things you're expressing. I there's something in your philosophy that attracts me, and so I thank you all for expressing what you are living very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep, trying to see God in every person is difficult sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but it's necessary, and that's why we're here right now, is to help others do the same. You know, if we can do it, others can do it too. If they can see the example. Without an example, it's hard to do. And Christ was the original example, but it's through his teachings and through Hamid Bey's teachings and John's teachings that we all learn, like he said, you know, we're to serve and love one another.
Well, and Buddha and
Oh, yes, and Buddha, right. Each of the religious leaders,
prophets, yes.
yes.
So Janelle, I hope we haven't scared you away with all of this.
Oh no,
weird stuff.
I really, I mean, I'm not a very good word speaker, you know, but I've always said it. I mean, I work in logistics, and you know, when life gets hard, I always say, you know, if everybody just sticks together, we could all, you know, get through this together, you know, and it's just, that's just how I deal with like certain things. So this is just an opening. It's something I've always felt in my heart. It's just, I don't, maybe gathering with everybody, I can come with the correct wording and put out the right feeling. I think I put out the right feeling. I just don't put out the right wording.
Well, it is hard to put into words.
It is, because it's all about your heart, and I'm a quiet soul. I'm a bubbly soul, but I'm a quiet soul.
Yes, you are.
Well, God is love. That's the simple message.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's attracting, you know, it's being able to put your boundaries, you know, like put your limits and hopefully bring all the right people to you. Because, of course, sometimes when you have a good vibe or something, sometimes you attract the wrong people. And I'm just getting to the point where I want to attract the right people.
But you could think of it as they are being attracted to you for a reason, for you to shed your light on them.
That's true too. That's true too.
Yeah. There's a song that our village choir sang recently. It's where there seems to be no way, God will find a way. And that song just kept going through my head over and over and over. When I would go to sleep and when I would wake up, that song just kept repeating itself in my head. And I have to remember that where there seems to be no way, God will find a way. Right
That's
now, we need that.
Yes. Yep,
And
because we're all in it together.
right, and we are all expressions of God. So it's up to us each to do what we can to make the way.
That's true.
Sometimes, it's darkest before the dawn, and things seem to be kind of turned upside down right now and a little chaotic out there. But
Very uncertain, that for sure.
Yeah, and thinking of every child as our child, right now, it feels like children need more protection because the lack of food, the elimination of some of these programs that have been of help all around the world. So whatever we can do to help, if there's anything at all that we can do to help, especially at this time of year at Christmas, how we all bring food together for food banks and try to help families who are in need. This is being that expression of God in what little way we can.
Thanks, Michael and Alan. It was a wonderful video. I looked away a few
Yeah.
times too, because sometimes I'd be thinking about what was going on in Egypt and not what John was saying. So I would have to
A lot
get
of good
back
memories.
into it.
mhm.
Yeah, I saw Steve in there too.
Yeah.
Um,
Very
Did-
nice.
did I see Michael Joy in there?
Yep, she was there, and
You went to Egypt, yeah.
Yeah.
Alan
There
Lena.
There was another gal whose name I can't remember, and I kept looking at her thinking, I know her, but I can't remember her name. Anyway, that was really nice.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Alan, for putting the video and the pictures together. It was really
Yeah.
special. A nice touch to John's presentation. And we look forward to a new moon meditation and healing service next Tuesday with Lord Joy and the crew. And also tomorrow night's workshop with Paul Rademacher with the money and spirituality. Nice topic if you're interested. More details again at our website and where you can get registered too. As we close tonight, let's close our eyes and I'll recite, and you can maybe silently share the Coptic prayer along with me. Heavenly Father, make my heart thy garden of joy and happiness, thy temple of peace. May the radiant lights of the Spirit illuminate the pathway of my life, uniting my soul and mind into one thought of love. May the perception of such enlightenment guide me into the fulfillment of my thoughts and desires. May the fragrance of thy presence be ever manifested in my life. Peace, peace, peace. May that be so. Blessings, everyone. Good to
Thank
see
you.
you all. And
Good night.
good evening.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Blessings.
Good night.
Yes.
Blessings.